Hi guys and welcome back to the channel and welcome to yet another Frieren Friday. Today we're going to be checking out episode number 3 of season 2. I'm very late getting this video up. I know I am recording this probably the same day I upload this. Scheduling has been an absolute nightmare. I just simply didn't have time until today to even record anything. So everything is falling really far behind on the channel. I haven't been able to record anything. So I deeply apologize for that. But we're still getting this out. We're still checking out this episode of Frieren. And we're going to be checking out the next episode hopefully on Friday. So expect that. Prepare for that, I hope anyway. And yeah. Don't know what's coming this week. Hopefully we'll just pick up on their continued journey towards Icehurst. We will maybe get even closer. We'll maybe reach it. Who knows? I don't know where we're going with this episode, but as with every Frieren episode, I am very much excited. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what comes. Every episode has been incredible so far this season. Both episodes, that is. And I just don't see where this is going beyond this point. So yeah, we're just going to jump right into this, but if you guys haven't subscribed yet, you should do so. It would mean a lot, and hit the like button down below. As well as that, of course, you can leave a comment letting me know what you've been up to this week, and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified when future Frieren Fridays or any other day upload of Frieren or other videos on the channel are uploaded. And of course, feel free to share this with someone who you think might enjoy. But enough yapping for me, we're just going to jump right into this episode. Alright, Season 2, Episode number 3 of Frieren. Let's go. Episode 31, Somewhere She'd Like. 29 years after the death of Himmel the hero in the Etwas Mountains located in the Northern Lands. Who is she and what would she like? Where would she like? Is this related to one of our party members? Is the she Fern because she wants to enjoy the hot springs? Is this somewhere that Frieren is familiar with? Surely the volcanic springs or the volcano isn't going to erupt or something while we're here. Are we lost? Oh shit, has it been leveled? Oh no. Just one building. Yeah, this is screaming ominous. But it's a family. 30 years? Shit. Oh no. Aww. A week? Jeez. Are we gonna go find our own? That sounds like a trap. Oh, did you go here with Himmel? Did you hear of? Oh, from your master? I'm sure you did. Okay. It's really not worth the trouble. Is Stark doing this because of the title of the episode? It's somewhere that Fern would like? Because Frieren knows, Stark knows, but Fern doesn't have a clue. Is that what this is? If that is, that's so sweet. Look, they're getting bigger. The little fishies are getting bigger little fishies. That's good. Oh no. Damn, look at that. Frieren sleeping positions. That's a nice little like exploration episode. Almost there. I didn't count how many nights they had spent, but yeah, it did seem to be quite a few, so I see what she means by it would have taken just as long. With Himmel and the others. She doesn't want. Oh no. He heard about a hidden hot spring. He had to see this hidden hot spring. Oh, this is exactly where Fern fell. Don't tell me Hyder's gonna fall too. Troublesome monster. Was it the mountain god that we saw Stark take out? Ooh. That sounded big. A dragon? A whole ass dragon? Shit. 3 heads? Hydra? Or... Holy shit. Close to being a lizard? Like, same thing. King Ghidorah? At the same time. Stark, you're up. Oh no, here it comes. Okay, it doesn't have wings, so maybe it is more like a lizard. Okay, I see. Jeez. Oh? You go out, she's gonna draw it in, and you're gonna come in from the side? Never mind, Stark is the bait. Oh, I love the little like animation he was getting there for running. Stark will be the bait and we will take this thing out, but he gotta keep running. I'm guessing they did it. Yep. Per Stark. Is that the hidden hot spring? That little mountain up there? They're gonna climb it? It's going to be very niche, but you know, something like this is reminding me of like when I was young, going with my grandparents to climb Mount Slimish. You know, it's a nice little fond memory that I have that just came up just watching them climb that, and with the music accompanying it. But it's gonna be so worth it. Wow. Oh, high up in the mountain. Very pretty. It must be nice and warm. Shallow? Oh no. Aw, Stark's such a sweetie pie sometimes, isn't he? And the sun's gonna come up over the mountains. It is. Because he knew that this is somewhere she would like. No? Maybe? He knew exactly what it was. It wasn't, but it was part of their adventure. It was part of their journey. Exactly. It was like you'd think back in the moment it might have seemed frustrating and annoying, but looking back, yeah, it was all worth it. That transition from one crew to the next. I love it. I love that. Damn, they're making me feel shit again. I'll hold it together. It was just a view. It was more than just a view. Oh no. Oh no, Fern. How did she end up on top? If she tripped them in front of her, they should have fallen on top of her. But when you think back, it's moments like these. 29 years after the death of Himmel, the hero in the fortress city of Heiss, located in the northern lands. Oh, now they get the actual hot springs. Someone's so young. That's such an ironic statement. Himmel, the hero, and it's been freshly cleaned, of course. Is that the goddess in front of you? Maybe the two of you should go out and do something.
だから私、明日行くんですけど。構ってください。
Oh shit, okay.
本当に気が利きません。シュタルク様は。
We're watching, we're looking.
そんな言い方しなくたっていいだろ。
Give her attention, mister.
いつも当たりきついんだよな。よし、たまには仕返ししてやるか。そんなに構ってほしいなら明日デートしようぜ。あ、これやばいパターンだ。
Oh? She gonna say okay?
わかりました。では明日。
Okay, it's a date. Stark, you shot your shot and it worked. I don't think he saw that coming. I'm waiting for this reaction from both of them. Is she gonna be like smiling when he catches up to her? She did not expect him to actually just say it. Sea salt ice cream? Wow, look at that face. He can't muster up the courage. Next time he sees her, will be their date.
フリーレン、どう思う？やっぱ怒ってんのかな？
Far from it.
俺どうなっちゃうんだろう。
タルク、誰に相談しているのか分かっているの？
Yo, so true. We need Zine. We need him back.
無理な相談してごめん。
私はお姉さんだからね。乙女心もバッチリだよ。
I don't know if you do.
フリーレン、俺にデートしようって言われたらどう思う？
シュタルクも大人になったね。嬉しいからご飯おごっちゃう。
Facial animation this episode is so good.
完全に孫と遊びに行くおばあちゃんの感覚だもん。
That's so
おばあちゃんっ
funny.
て言ったな。
He did it again! Oh no!
3度目はないからね。
何そのカウント怖い。ちなみに3度目はどうなるんですか？
泣きわめく。感触を起こした私は怖い。
I'm sure they are.
勇者ヒンメルでさえ恐れおののいた。
They're just standing there in the corner.
3日3晩ずっと泣
Three
いて
full days.
怖い。めっちゃ怖い。それがお姉さんの所業なの。だからフェルンが好きそうな場所とか聞きたくて。
Some place she might like.
いや、なんでもない。聞いた俺が。
下見に行こうか。
え？
多分わかるかも。
I can probably find somewhere.
好きな場所。
Oh, somewhere she'd like. That was so sweet. Because it matters to Stark, and but he just doesn't know this place.
お腹が空くと機嫌が悪くなるから。
Treat her to dinner.
屋台は外せないね。フェルンは小さい頃からつが好きなんだ。
She's a snacker.
こういう綺麗なものが置いてあるお店なんかも喜ぶと思うよ。フェルンは焼き菓子が好きだけど、気分によって変わることもあるから。
Well, it'll be a donut day, but we need somewhere to end the date, like a nice little spot
あとは
on top of a roof, looking out over the view. Oh, the sunset.
こういう物
No,
静かな広場も
I thought it was going to be a nice little callback to that season 1 episode
なんだよ。
with the sunset and everything.
じゃねえか。すごいなフリーレン。
いや、何も知らないよ。私はすごくね。
That's not
すごい
true.
のはハイターなんだ。
Oh,
ことあるごとにハイターはフェルンの好みを話していたからね。
you're just taking what he told you.
お腹が空くと不機嫌になるのも、つまみ食いが好きなのも、
She
綺麗な
likes
ものが好きな
snacking.
のも、気分によって好みが変わるのも、どれも全部ハイターが教えてくれた。
But you remembered and you put it into action.
ハイターは私にフェルンの親代わりになることを望んでいたみたいだけれども、私は結局あの子の好きなものをほとんど見つけられなかった。
I don't know if that's true. Stark knows it. Yep, you remember all that because these things matter.
フリーレンは多分ちゃんと親をやれてるよ。
And she picked out the headpiece that, or the hairpiece that Fern wears. Yes. Looking out at a sunset? No? Or was that? I might be misremembering. One down, we can send 2 more old hags. Is she gonna ask for advice now? That's so funny if she does. She's nervous, I bet. She's just like, you realize who you're asking, right? Himmel the hero? Of course you haven't. Yeah, what? She just didn't listen. She was on many with Himmel, I'm sure. Yeah, I was gonna say, it was probably just these little things where they were alone that were like named dates. Okay. So Fern and Stark have been on many dates then. Your master? Flame. Of course. That's funny. I'm sure Zion would look at it that way too. The 1 foot on the bed. She can't sleep. Got a feeling Stark's gonna be doing something similar where he can't sleep. So pretty. Oh, the end of the episode. We don't get the date this episode. Well, that's something to look forward to on Friday for sure. If I'm being honest, that probably feels like the most, like, random end for an episode yet in Frieren in total, like between seasons 1 and 2. I feel like every episode kind of had a little resolution moment. This one, it felt like really random, but you know, I'm there for it. I'm watching another episode in 2 days. I don't have to wait a full week like most of you. And I'm ready for the date and I cannot wait to see it. And that was season 2, episode number 3 of Frieren. And what a really beautiful little episode that was. It wasn't anything huge or crazy like maybe the past couple episodes have been. You know, the Hero of the South story from episode 2 really just took me on this crazy adventure and introduced me to more lore from this world and everything like that. The first episode, of course, going into the mines and everything, the crystal mines, you know, there was like danger, excitement, adventure, but this episode was perfectly Frieren. This is, you know, like one of those episodes that I'm gonna explain what I mean in a minute, but this episode is kind of taking what Aizen said and making it relevant for how viewers feel about Frieren as a whole. Like, we watch Frieren, we remember the great moments, the highs, everything like that, the lows, but when you think back, you're going to remember the journey, the adventure, all the little tiny tangents and like little silly moments that they had, going off and doing side adventures, like just everything like that. That's what you're going to remember most about Frieren. And that's like, well, not most, but you know what I mean? Like, you're going to remember those moments. You wouldn't trade any of that because those are moments where we get to spend time with the characters. We get to see them travel together. We get to see them happy. We get to see them just do all these fun things that in other series you wouldn't see. You would just see them traveling from place to place, like getting to their destination. You might not see them going and doing silly little things. Like, you might not see in other series them going on this week-long adventure just to see a hot spring that turns out to be a little foot bath that is on top of a mountain that really just shows you this really beautiful view. Like, you wouldn't see that in other series, and I think that that's very telling. I think it's very important that a series like this continues to have those moments because they are so precious. They really bring so much joy, so much whimsy, and so much love, crafted attention, detail, everything to this series. And I adore episodes like these. Even if it's not the most exciting episode, this season so far, this is perfectly Frieren. So yeah, there's not really a whole lot to talk about this episode either, like in terms of analysis or anything like that. The episode begins with them traveling on. They're trying to get their way to the hot springs and everything like that. Stark is getting tired. He's saying that they've been traveling for a while. Where is the village? And that's when Frieren shares that the village should be around here, and you start to see buildings that have been broken down and everything. Like it's not looking good, but they see a single cottage little building in the distance, so they go and approach it, and the guy there is like, wow, I haven't seen people like this in 30 plus years. This used to be really popular, but the hot springs dried up and everyone moved out 30 years ago. So it's good to know that when people move out, it's not always terrible. It's not always because of something awful that happened, but there were no more opportunities for making money and stuff and having a living and everything. So people moved somewhere else, and they probably moved to the village that we saw that they got to a week later at the end of this episode. Also, you'll have to forgive me. Like I said at the beginning of this, I haven't recorded in over a week, or about a week at this point, so I don't know why I'm losing my voice. This is happening way too often lately, where because I'm talking I start to sound all crazy. I apologize if it sounds crazy. I noticed it throughout the episode, but I didn't want to comment on it during the episode because I was enjoying it so much. And yes, I have drank plenty of water today. Sorry, to circle back to something I was talking about earlier, because I forgot to talk about it. Eisen does say that he would not trade his memories for anything, and he talks about how, like, these these little adventures, side adventures that they would go on, they were tough, they weren't easy, and they weren't the most memorable. Like, they weren't worth it. And I'm not saying that people might feel that way about an episode like this, or that I feel that way about an episode like this, but this idea that this is part of the journey, and the journey was so precious that these little things like this, you got to do them. And that's exactly how Stark feels. He wants to see this beautiful view that Eisen described for himself. He wants to experience that with the people he cares for, and I'm sure he's sad that he's not doing it with Eisen, but he gets to do it with Frieren, who was also there and was able to guide them on their journey towards this location, and of course Fern, the girl that he likes, the girl that he has feelings for, and that they're gonna go on a date, which is skipping ahead, but I really can't wait for that. It's gonna be really nice to see this relationship between Fern and Stark blossom, because from all the way back in season 1, it was very clear that the two of them had a special connection, that Fern would always take it out on Stark that he was bothering her, but really it seemed more like she wanted him to be perfect, and I think she realized over time he was never gonna be perfect, but she still likes him. And I don't think it's because he's the only guy her age that she's ever spent time with. I do think that there is something special and there is a bond there, and I really can't wait to see that blossom. I can't wait to see what happens in the next episode. But I think it's really sweet though that this episode Stark led them there, and I know he knew that Fern would like this view, which is, it's a shame though that this episode had two halves that played in the order they did, because I think it would have been so sweet if the date itself was Stark taking her to this location, because I know that they would have loved it, and I know she would have appreciated it. That wasn't to be the case, and that just means Stark has to step up and figure something else out, which is what he figures out throughout the rest of this episode. Something else random that I want to point out, and it's because I went and fact checked. I had forgotten, but once I saw it in the episode, I just had this moment of deja vu. The scene where they have their feet in the hot spring, because I was like, wasn't that like a key visual, key art for the series itself? The season 2 had this like brain blast moment where I was like, am I going crazy, or did I see that before? So that's really cool. And yeah, it is a really beautiful scene to magnify or amplify or put out there for the key art for the season. It really does make me so happy though to see that Stark, Frieren and Fern are all going on their own little adventures. It's not just like the Himmel adventures and then like we're getting a streamlined version where we're just going straight to Ende. We are also experiencing those same things, which is something that was very important to Stark all the way back in season 1. He wanted to experience the things that his master experienced, and he's getting to do that. He's getting to call the shots at times here where Frieren's like, I don't want to go there, I've already been there, it's not worth it, and Stark's like, I want to go there. So Frieren is like, okay, we'll go there, which I absolutely adore. I think it's so precious that they are spending their time doing these little things like that, which is callbacks to the moments that their masters spoke of to them. We finally get to the hot springs town, which is really, really nice looking. I love the vibes that it had. I love like just the way everything looked. Everyone looked so happy, and yeah, it was just very, very adorable. The lighting, of course, was beautiful, and that's then when we see Frieren is enjoying her time in the hot springs. She is just living it up. She is just excitedly enjoying the hot springs, and someone makes a very hilarious comment of, for someone so young, you sure seem to enjoy the hot springs. So that makes the comments later from Stark all the funnier, where Stark once again calls her an old woman, because just moments before we heard that she was called a young lady, like someone so young. Fern is bored out of her mind. She's like, you know, not really wanting to stay here. There's 2 more days that they're going to be doing nothing, and tomorrow they have nothing to do. So Stark is like, well, I'm probably going to go to get my weapon sharpened, go visit the weapon shops and everything. So Fern's like, oh my god, can you just pay attention to me? I've got nothing to do. Just look at me, like let's just do something, basically. Like, I know that the way it played out was that Stark asked Fern out on a date, but she almost had to pull it out of him. She had to like pull teeth essentially to be like, hey, we're not doing anything tomorrow, you know? And you know, Stark thinking that he's gonna get one up on her is like, okay, well, if you're gonna be so bored, let's go out on a date. And she just drops her book. There's a moment of silence where Stark is like, I'm dead. And she stands up, walks out, and says, I'll see you tomorrow. And she was surprised, I guess. She didn't expect him to ask or to say it, but I do think this is kind of like the outcome she wanted. I do think she's going to be happy. I do think that they're going to have a really beautiful and wonderful date. But after this, then it's just this question of, how are they reacting? Like, I wanted to see Fern's immediate reaction. I wanted to see if she was smiling, if she was blushing, if she was just anxious, nervous. Like, I wanted to see something, but we don't get to see her until much later in the episode. And Stark is just kind of like, what happened there? So he picks up the book and he goes to try and return it to her, but Frieren shows up pulling these cute little cat faces and everything, eating her sea salt ice cream, of course, Kingdom Hearts related, Kingdom Hearts reference, of course. And yeah, I just loved it, because that scene then when we see him worried and scared to knock the door, not knowing that Frieren was behind him, we got to see a really funny side of his worry when it comes to how he approaches and talks to Fern. And once he catches the Frierens watching, he has this little moment of like, oh, okay. And yeah, the facial animation this episode, just everything about it was so funny. The darker lines as well, the thicker lines, they are taking a bit for me to get used to, but I am enjoying them. I feel like it's not out of place or anything, so it has been kind of fun just seeing the thicker outlines. But again, it's throwing me because it feels like a different series sometimes just because of the thicker outlines, but that doesn't take away from the beauty of the show whatsoever. So Stark does the worst thing he can do, and he asks Frieren for advice for his date with Fern. And this is where he makes a comment about her being old again, because when, you know, Frieren's trying to play the part of Fern, she acts like a much older woman, and he comments on that, and she's like, that's strike 2, next strike you're out. Whenever he asks what happens on strike 3, she comments on the fact that she will scream, yell, cry, and it's going to be an ugly sight. Even Himmel couldn't deal with it. And we get a little moment where we get to watch that. So anyway, Stark's like, I'd like to take her somewhere she'd like, but I don't know anywhere. So Frieren steps up, says the name of the episode, of course, and they go out to look around. And she shares all this information with Stark about Fern, like things that she likes, things that she does, her preferences, all of this. And it's in the moment, it's like, wow, she really does know Fern. This is really precious. And that's then when she shares, I actually don't know anything about her because this is all information that Hyder passed on to me. And yeah, I do really enjoy the scene then when she takes him around and shows all these things. Like it is a really fun and nice little scene because I can picture them going and doing this tomorrow. Or well, tomorrow in the date, you know, like in series. Yeah, Frieren's like, I don't know her at all. I really don't. Like, these are just things I was told. But Stark steps up and is like, but you remembered. And you know, Frieren's discounting herself. She's like, I'm not impressive. I didn't learn anything new about Fern. I'm just passing on what I learned. So the impressive one was Hyder, of course. Hyder's the one that told me all of this. But Stark says, you remembered, and I think you're a good parent to Fern. And that's a nice moment for Frieren, I'm sure, because Frieren has her doubts, I'm sure, in her abilities and everything. But she says, you know, sometimes you say the right thing, and basically, and it is really adorable then, because she recalls that the first birthday of Fern's that they spent together was in a place like this. So she strikes one old hag off the record, which is great news for Stark, of course. Also, I never even talked about it, but the scene early in the episode where Stark had to act as bait for the dragon or lizard, whatever it was, three-headed lizard, was really funny because I wasn't expecting it. I honestly thought that Stark would be the one to take it out. But here he is, the frontliner, on the front lines, just running. And now it's Fern's turn to ask Frieren for help and advice on the date. And she's like, I don't know why I'm even asking you. I don't think you've ever been on a date before, have you? And Frieren's like, I've been on a date. And Fern, immediately expecting a no, I haven't, is like, yeah, of course you haven't. And she's shocked to learn that she has. And of course it was with Himmel. But the perception and idea of what Frieren sees as a date is from Flamme, of course. Flamme, the terrible influence that she was, but it's so funny just hearing all this and learning about all this, because she told Frieren that a date is when two beings of the opposite sex are spending time together alone. So, you know, that would mean that Stark and Fern have spent many a date together. But that's not really what a date is, but it is really funny. But it does make it sad to think that there was only one instance where Himmel and Frieren were alone together. And I wonder if we're going to get to see that moment in the next episode, perhaps. But the fact that that was the only moment she said with Himmel, it would kind of indicate that they only spent one moment alone together without others there. So yeah, that's interesting. But you know, fast forward, Fern is not really getting any help because Frieren's like, I mean, I guess I was also on a date with Zine, so Fern gets no help and she's like, I'm just gonna go to sleep. But of course, the night before a big date, her first date, she cannot sleep, so she's looking up at the moon. It's a very beautiful sight, but then the episode just ends. It feels very random, but I understand that they cut it here because the next episode they're going to wrap that whole story up, and you know, the date's going to be immaculate, I'm sure, and I'm very excited for it. So yeah, I think I'm going to wrap this one up because there's not really a whole lot more to talk about, but this was a wonderful episode, another beautiful one, and one to remember, of course. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe if you have not done so already. Leave a comment down below letting me know how excited you are for this upcoming date, and yeah, hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when the next upload goes live, and share this with a friend who you think might enjoy episode reaction content like this video. So yeah, I hope that you guys are having a great day today and that you're able to take it easy, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.